Hey, average decisions cost you an extraordinary life. And this is what I mean by that. I think we all come into contact with decisions every single day that we can choose to either be average, be poor, or we can choose to be excellent in the things that we choose. And that means we are always faced with kind of levels of what we should be doing with our life. You know, you wake up in the morning and you can either hit your alarm and sleep in, or you can wake up at 6 a.m. and get your work done and start actually getting your day off to a productive start, because that is going to lead you to more excellent decisions throughout your day. It's going to make you feel more productive. It's going to make you feel better about your life. And when you make the average decision to just sleep in, to not be productive, to not do the things that you know you're supposed to do, to actually be an adult and to sit down and get the work done that you maybe don't want to do. But when you don't do those things, you're choosing an average life and you're choosing average decisions, and average decisions do not make an extraordinary life. Something that I have been thinking about a lot in terms of my life and what I want to make of it is, do I want to be like everyone else? Or do I want to live extraordinarily? I don't think that there's anything wrong with being like everyone else. I don't think there's anything wrong with the idea that, you know, you go about your day, you do the same things as other people, you're not really taking a lot of risks, maybe you're not getting uncomfortable, maybe you push yourself a little bit, but you're not going too far, because if you went too far, then you'd actually step on some people's toes, and if you did that, that wouldn't be too good. But in order to live an extraordinary life, you have to make extraordinary decisions. And extraordinary decisions are not always going to be popular. They're not always going to be the thing that you think is going to propel you forward. It's not going to be the thing that, you know, makes people like you. And I think in order to live an extraordinary life, you have to go against the grain. You have to go against what everyone's telling you to do. You have to go against the common beliefs that we all have. I like to listen to podcasts about famous founders of companies and stuff. And every single one of the famous founders that I've listened to, when either Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, the founder of Dyson Vacuums, they all have one thing in common, and it is when they choose intentionally to make extraordinary decisions that no one else is making. They choose to take complete ownership over their lives, and they literally control everything. Everything is their fault if it fails, everything is their success if it wins. Because they know that living an extraordinary life demands a lot of responsibility, because everything is on you. If you're saying you want to live excellently, then that's a big burden to bear. That's a big thing to put on yourself, and to say, I'm going to live extraordinarily this year. But what I'm trying to say in this entire video is that those extraordinary lives that they're living, insane, absolutely crazy, billions of dollars, pretty much, you know, they're like, people worship them like idols. You know, those extraordinary lives are built on small, extraordinary decisions that they have made daily, over and over and over and over again. There is no secret to their success. Maybe they've got a little bit lucky. Maybe, you know, some things lined up perfectly. But the only reason they lined up perfectly was because they kept making excellent and extraordinary decisions to put themselves in a spot to get lucky. I just know that I want to be a person that lives an extraordinary life. And it is so scary to do that, because you have to make excellent decisions. You have to take ownership of your life. You have to make the hard decisions. I'm not editing this. You have to make hard decisions. And I'm probably rambling right now, but an extraordinary life calls on extraordinarily hard decisions, because you have to choose the hard right over the easy wrong every single time, and you're not going to be perfect. And you have to know that just because you fail once and maybe you didn't make the right decision, maybe you didn't make the right choice, that you can make the right choice next time. That you can learn from the mistakes you made and you can be excellent after making mistakes. Anyway, I need to get that ramble out. I don't know whether or not any of that made sense, but I'm gonna just post this, and yeah, I don't really care what happens. Remove yourself from results. Live an extraordinary life. Make extraordinary decisions. Anyway, peace. This is episode 3, I think.